Good day, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be starting off with our first leg, or first series of flights for our Spitfire tour. And our Spitfire tour is going to take us around to all kinds of old bases and stuff that were in use during World War II. And today we are starting out here in Halton, RAF Halton. So I'm going to give you a little bit of information about each place we go to. RAF Halton started in World War I, and it was a technical training base during World War I. And in the Second World War, it was a training role as well. It also housed number 112 Squadron of the Royal Air Force and number 402 Squadron of the Royal Canadian Air Force, as well as a few others. And they flew out of here during the war. So that's where we're starting today. And we're going to be flying 3 legs. The first leg is going to take us up to RAF Henlow. We're then going to go down to RAF Northolt. And we're going to finish up at RAF Lyneham. And I'll give you more information about those when we get there. And we're flying the Spitfire. Obviously, if people don't have the Spitfire and they want to join us, that's fine. But it is the aircraft of choice for this. And we're going to be doing a few things in it that I think everyone will enjoy. So I see 4 of us here. And I know we've got several people in the chat right now. So hello to Patrick, Talia, Kevin is in there, Nick, and Dark, Fury, and Wayne are all in the chat. So it's good to see you. Going to jump in now and walk through the start, and we'll get ready to go. There we are. So first thing I'm going to do is look down, close my door. Although, not hearing anything, so let me just do a quick check on something. That's better. Alright, that was a setting that wasn't set properly. There we go. Oh, you're here, Nick. Okay, great. Somebody started up behind me. Oh, there's Kevin over there in the Irish Spitfire. So we got 5, and it looks like Nick's coming in. So we could have 6 Spits. That is awesome. So what I also have set up is I have my track IR on. So we will turn that on now. And as you can see, I can look around fairly easily as we're going. So we're going to get this thing up and running. First thing to do is turn on the electrics. If you look down here behind the throttle, there's a little switch right there. We'll just turn that on. You can't quite reach it because of angles and stuff. You can just push your throttle forward, and that'll work, and get it going there. Next thing we got to do is turn on our fuel. So here's our main fuel tank. We're going to turn that up to on, and then we got to pressurize the fuel system. So there's a low pressure warning light here. We're going to hit the wobble pump several times. Get that up. And that light will go out when we have pressure. I haven't flown this in a while, and I did one quick flight yesterday just to get my hands back in it. There we go. That's now up, and we should be ready to go. So we're going to come mixture fully rich. We're going to push the propeller fully forward. We're now going to prime the engine. So using the mouse scroll wheel, we'll come off on the primer, and we're going to give it 6 primes. 5, 6. And then we'll do the scroll wheel again to lock the primer in place. Crack the throttle. We're going to open up the caps on the ignition and boost, and then we're going to click in the center and start the engine. There we go. Engine is up and running. And we'll close the caps. And everything is looking good. Hello, Air Trooper. Good to see you. My voice woke you up? What a horrible thought. Okay, so she's warming up. I'm going to bring the throttle right back. Take a look outside. I can hear somebody's trying to start. I'm going to assume you're sitting where I am. Make sure that you pressurize the fuel system. Make sure that you primed. That should be enough to get you going. Alright, so we got a few airplanes here sitting on top of me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop back in. So we're going to be taking off. Everybody should be on the preset few clouds, as I mentioned. That way we get some nice sightseeing weather. We're going to be taking off on the westerly runway. So we're going to be taxiing out this way so we can get to it. So I'll just do that now. I'm going to make sure the brake is released. I'll pull forward. Taxi down to the end of the runway. We're going off on runway. What is it? Runway 20. So if we, oh. What a nice little collection of airplanes we have there. So we jump out and we look around. I'm going to lock that in place. We'll quickly take a look at where we are, which that camera is not a good one to do that with. Let's go to side. It's hard to see without the runway marking is 007, and that'll be 20. That's the one we're going to want down there. So I see Nick. I see everybody's up and running. It's fantastic. Which is what I wanted to see. So when we take off, we're going to be making a right-hand turn. And we're going to go over the town of Aylesbury. And then from there we're going to head roughly northeast. We're going to overfly Luton. And then we're going to continue northeast up to Henlow and the airfield there. And again, we'll be landing on the westerly runway. So my takeoff and landing were fairly horrible yesterday, so this is going to be kind of interesting to see what happens. Alright. And I am flying the neutered Spitfire. Unfortunately, the marketplace ones didn't come with the cannons on it, which still annoys me to this day. There's everybody gathering down there. Flight control check. Everything is good. There goes Talia. So on takeoff, I'm going to go to full RPM. Our propeller is fully forward, and I'm going to go to 4 inches of manifold pressure, or boost pressure as it's labeled in the spit. That'll be enough to take off, and once we're airborne, gear will come up, flaps will come up, and then I'll bring the propeller back to about 25 or 24 inches, or 2400 RPM, sorry. And that will get us good to go there. Alright, so coming in, we'll go flaps down. She flaps up. We don't need flaps down for takeoff. Alright, so if you guys want to start rolling, I'll catch up. There goes Pilot Pat. Next up. Kevin, do you want to get going? Right, there goes Kevin. No, I did say flaps for takeoff, but no, it's not something I would actually do. There's Wayne. You don't need flaps for takeoff in the Spitfire. Lined up here. Now I'm not sure who's flying this one. It might be Nick, but I think he's got the wing commander's markings on it. Or a squadron leader anyway. Close cover after takeoff, Nick. The canopy's open for takeoff and landing. It's in case you got to get out. Oh, that was Nick. You gotta watch that rudder. Well, he's up. Alright, here we go. Coming up to 4 inches. And I'm gonna dance on the rudder pedals here. Airspeed's coming up. And we're up. Gear's coming up. Close the canopy. There we go. A little bit of trim. Alright, we're going to climb up to about 2,000 feet and turning to the north. Bring a propeller back to about 2,400 RPM. And we're heading over to Aylesbury, which is right off my wing there. Speed should get up to about 240 knots or so. Looking good. So let's go pay downtown Aylesbury a visit. Say hello. This is why the Spit is so much fun. Low level flying. Gonna buzz the downtown here. Here's the central church of the town. It is a handful, Air Trooper. It is a handful. You do got to get used to it, especially takeoff and landing. There's Aylesbury, very nice. I don't know what that building is down there. Probably university or some college building or something. Alright, so we're going to head over to Luton now, so we're back to 2,000 feet. We'll go to Dunstable first. We'll get ourselves nicely trimmed up here. And, turn a little bit more to the north. Very busy in the skies today. So the thing about the Spitfire, there's trim, but there's no autopilot, so it's all hand flying. And she does get away from you rather quickly if you're not paying attention. But it is a lot of fun to fly. Hold the nose at the horizon for level flight. Like I said, I'm at 4 inches of boost, about 2,400 RPM, and it's about 2,000 feet. As we fly over the English countryside. Quick look outside, see what's going on. See some of that. Nick, I don't see you. Hopefully you're doing okay. Oh, One Shot Racing. How are you doing? Beautiful late morning here in England. We set the time for 11 o'clock. So we're doing midday flights. Oh, there's interesting. This animal in the hillside there. That's pretty cool to see. So here's the town of Dunstable. Oh, you froze? Well, hopefully it comes back, Nick. It's a little, I don't know what that is. Golf course? Trailer park? Here's the town of Dunstable. And we'll come down and say hi. Flying right over downtown. Cathedral we just went by, so let's pull up over the top here. There we go. We'll roll it the other way. Guys down below me, buzzing over the town. Alright. Gonna pull some G's here. We're gonna crank it around and head towards Luton. Giving a show for the people here. Come up over the hill. And there's Luton before us. Oh yeah. I can do, I know my aerobatics. There's our shadow down there on the ground. So the heart of Luton is over this way. Local college, I guess. Go, wrap it around the city center. Give everybody a nice show. Alright. And we'll head northward now. And we're gonna head up towards Henlow. Shepherd's Roll, not sure what that one is. Go up to about 2,000 feet. There we go. So the airport elevation where we're headed is 168 feet, so we're going to want a 1,200 foot circuit altitude. And again, we'll be landing on a westward runway, probably runway 620, which is 4,000 feet. There you go. We'll hang from the straps for a bit. EGWE is the next airport, yeah, Nick. So we'll see you there. There we go. Come out of the roll. All right, so the next airfield is coming up. We're gonna bring ourselves down to about 1,200. There's the airfield. See the long runway we want. Oh, that sounds a bit complicated. One shot. I'd have to practice that one. Alright, so we're now flying parallel to the runway we want. So what I'm going to do, is that the runway we want? Oh, it's the long one. So we're going to come in and buzz the field. And then we'll do a break-in for landing here at RAF Henlow. This one's good enough, runway 27. We'll say hi to everybody, wake them up. There we go. Climb up the circuit height, 1,200 feet. A little bit of a pushover. And we'll brake around. Props fully forward, power coming back. Oh, sorry to hear that, Kevin. It's, I know it's a pain. Alright, so there's the halfway point. So we're going to bring the boost all the way back. Speed's coming back. Gear's going down. Full flaps. Start trimming out. We'll watch our airspeed. We want to keep about 100. Lining up. And tailwheel airplanes, you fly them until they're stopped. So they won't roll straight down the runway. Get the canopy open. at 3 point, and she should settle. There she is. We'll keep the tail pinned. Speed's coming down. Just add a little bit of brake. There we go. I'm going to exit to the left and we'll taxi back down to the other end. There's Kevin coming in. That wasn't too bad. Thanks, Air Trooper. Appreciate it. Alright, Kevin's down. Put the flaps up. We got a couple more legs to go before T, Dark. It's time to head from here down to RAF Northolt, which I'll need a minute to get all my notes ready for it. This is a loud airplane. I wonder how loud it's coming over on the stream. Oh, I think Nick's spawning in. Yeah, it'd be cool if they could do a two-seat Spitfire and then you could do a shared cockpit with it. Alright, so let me lock that up. So I have to go to here. And it's EGWE, and we are heading to EGWU. EGWU, which is Northolt. Alright, so we are currently at RAF Henlow. RAF Henlow was another airfield that started in World War I as an aircraft repair depot. Between the wars, it was home to 4 fighter squadrons. And during the Second World War, RAF Henlow was used to develop Canadian-produced Hawker Hurricanes that were shipped over here, and then final assembly was done. And they were reassembled, test flown, and then they were sent off to the various squadrons. And during Operation Quick Force in 1941, 100 fitters that were here were sent onto the aircraft carriers that were taking the Hurricanes down to Malta. And they assembled the aircraft on the carriers as they went. So that is the history of RAF Henlow. Of course, we're now going to be heading to RAF Northolt as our next one. So we will be taking off from here, heading southwards. We're going to pass over St. Albans and down to RAF Northolt, which has one runway. We'll be landing on runway 25. All right. So the question is everybody here? I think that's Nick sitting out there. And we got a bunch of spits. So let's get ourselves out and ready to go. All right, parking brake released. And Nick is flying a rather famous livery of the squadron leader. He had the question mark on his aircraft. Yeah, don't use flaps for takeoff. And Nick, you got to dance the rudder pedals, man. It's a lot to learn on a small tail wheel, but you got to be active on them so you don't shoot off all over the place. All right. Get everybody out and ready to go. Once again, flaps are fully up, throttle's fully forward, mixture's fully forward. We're going to go to 4 inches of manifold pressure, 4 inches of boost in this airplane, and hold it straight. And about 100 knots, we should be able to rotate up, and then we're good to go. Flaps are up. You do not put the flaps down for takeoff here. All right, here we go. 4 inches of boost. Again, she's starting to wander, so we're on the rudder. Keep her centered, keep her centered. She's going to want to go, keep her centered. 100 knots. Ease up. We're climbing. Gear come up. Close the canopy. And we're up. So, once again, bring the power back, or the RPMs back to 2400. Circle around, fly over the field, and we'll pick everybody up. That's Shefford, town of. Pilot Pat's getting lined up. Say goodbye to the airfield. Oh, Pilot Pat, what happened? You're back in the spawn point. Alrighty. Let's gain some altitude. Do a half Cuban. Alright, there's 2,000 feet. circle over the field a little bit, make sure we got everybody. Alright, well, looks like Nick got up. That's great. Alright, I'm going to give you some morale there, Pat. Coming in. It's a morale pass. Saw you disappear there. Hope everything's okay. Oh, there you are. Looks like you're almost down to the end of the runway. That's Henlow below us. Yeah, it is, Nick. It's a very different type of aircraft to be flying. It's great fun, though. No pressure, Pat, but we're all just kind of circling around watching you. You having controls issues? Okay. Well, we're going to head south. And we're going to head off towards the next airfield. Should be RAF Northolt. We're going to get ourselves up to about 2,000 feet. And we'll head generally southwards. This leg is about 28 miles, and on the way we're going to buzz the town of St. Albans. Say hi to them. We got 2,400 inches or 2,400 RPM, 4 inches of boost, and we're headed for 2,000 feet. Dark's getting into some aerobatics behind us. It's a great combination. Oh, I don't know, Pilot Pat. You could spawn in some gin. And we're about 1,800 feet, slowly climbing up to 1,900. So enjoying the sights. Beautiful day. To a 11:45 game time. It's 2,000 feet. There's Luton. What do you think? Should we buzz the tower at Luton? I think so. Gonna make a left turn, descend, and then we can go buzz the tower. We're gonna do a 270-degree turn here. Slowly descend. The tower's in sight. Looks like we got a CJ4 on the runway. We'll give him a show. Hello, Luton. Good to see ya. There's A320 coming out. And we're gonna head south again. Carry on towards St. Albans. Sure, they were very impressed by our highly proficient flying skills. You need a private coach to what? Fly the Spitfire or down to Northolt? Harpenden, we're flying over. And there's St. Albans coming up. Why are we buzzing St. Albans? Well, why not? golf course. Gonna pass right over the town. Not much in the way of buildings here. Well, that's not good. It's kind of disappointing. Yeah, landing and takeoffs are tough. It's a challenge, I'll give you that. Alright, we're heading down to the airbase now. Again, runway 25 will be the runway we're going to be using. And elevation here is, again, 126 feet. So again, 1,200 feet for our circuit height. Lots of 3D buildings out here. I don't know why St. Albans was so flat. Looks like we got everybody up except Pilot Pat. Oh no, Pilot Pat. I don't know, are you up? You seem to be up in the air, so that's good. I see you back there. Love the sound of the engine in this thing. No, it doesn't, and that's one thing that you miss a lot in the sim is the actual feel that you get from it. It's one of the biggest things I notice. And we're flying over the town of Watford. Hello, Watford. RAF Northolt's coming up. That is the outskirts of London. In fact, it's just a couple miles north of Heathrow Airport. It's going to be coming up here on our left. Should just be before the A40. See all the airplanes out there at Heathrow. So keeping an eye out for the airfield. I think I can see it. There she is. Pilot Pat, sounds like you're gonna have to talk to your maintenance guys. Alright, so here's the airfield. We want 1,200 feet. Through the midfield, mixture's fully rich, propeller's fully forward, power coming back, canopy's open, turning onto the downwind. Bleeding speed. Under 80 knots. elevator down. $160 knots, flaps down. Speed back to 100 knots. Trim for 100. Turning on final. A bit low. I'm going to be dragging it in here. Okay, we're on track. Back, and we are down. Throttle's all the way back. Pin the rudder to the back, or the elevator down, hold the tail down, and start braking. It's funny that Navigraph doesn't have detailed charts on this airfield, given how it looks. We are down. We'll taxi up along the side here. If you have any questions, Pilot Pat, let me know. I'll try to answer them. That's a nice little formation of airplanes coming in there. Get my view around. Nick, that didn't look good. Nice pair landed there. Hopefully Nick's got damage off and he can recover from that. Going to taxi on the grass up to the end. Yeah, we've all done it, especially at the beginning. Given my landing and takeoff yesterday in my one trial flight, I was figuring that this was going to be a mess for me today, but turned out too bad. All right. So, brakes are set. We'll wait for everyone to join us down at the end of the runway again. And while we're here, RAF Northolt. This is one of the earliest airfields built. The airfield was developed in 1915. The airfield opened in May 1915. It was home of a reserve airplane squadron. And it flew aircraft in defense of London from Zeppelin raids. During the Second World War, it was an active airbase. Had some Polish squadrons here, including the famous 303 Squadron. And during the Battle of Britain, number 1 Squadron, Royal Canadian Air Force, which became 401 Squadron later on. Number 229 Squadron, RAF. Number 303 Polish Air Force. Number 405. And part of 264 were based under here, all part of number 11 group. Of course, very famous in their actions within World War II. Apparently, during the war, they camouflaged the field so that it was hard to find from the air. Group Captain Stanley Vincent ordered the camouflaging. A fake stream was painted across the runway when the hangars were made to look like houses and gardens. And apparently the pilots had a hard time finding the airfield sometimes. So rather ingenious. Anyway, it remained a fighter station for most of the war. Later on, Spitfire Mark 9s, which were flying, flew out of here in support of bombing missions into Germany. This became the home of Winston Churchill's private airplane that he used when moving around. And went on to civilian use after the war. So it was a very, very busy place. And pretty famous one. So we're going from EGWU, which is here, and our destination for our third and final leg is Lyneham, EGDL. Let me just punch that in. EGDL. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Navigraph doesn't recognize it. All right. So let's see if. Oh, okay. This has it. So I'm going to kick that out. Use that. It's basically due west of us here. It's like everybody's gathering. Alright, so let's hop back in the aircraft and get ourselves onto the runway. Parking brake is off, a little bit of power. Showing my age. Hello, Martin. Do you set the off-screen cache to ultra? I do not use off-screen the cache. I'm running cacherless. That's just the way I do it. Oh, it looks like somebody's landing here. It's about to have a flight of Spitfires attack them. Yeah, I'm showing my age, although I wasn't quite around at that period. Looks like an E300. Dark Fury, you're coming up. And everybody else is moving out. Martin, I hope I answered your question if that's what you're referring to. But yeah, I don't use the cache at all. Looks like we got a wallowing 747 coming in. That's, wow, that was interesting. Anyway, let's get the flaps up. And looks like everybody's now here. Ourselves lined up. Yeah, he did tank it. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, let's go flying. So again, 4 inches of boost and dance on the rudders. Ideally, it should take off on its own. Keep the wings level. Keep her pointed down the runway. Slight back pressure, up we go. Gear up. And she's climbing. Close the hood. It's not where I want to be looking. There we go. So we're going to do a little bit of a circuit around, make sure we pick everybody up. Again, we'll climb up to 2,000 feet. And just do a bit of a circle over the field. I gotta re-trim this thing. So we're gonna head out towards Uxbridge and then Maidenhead. Oh, a little bit of a stuttering there. I think it's because we're near Heathrow. There's 2,000 feet. There's the airfield. Four inches of boost. Oh, really? I'll have to take a look at that, Martin. I wasn't aware that they brought that in. I will definitely take a look and check that out. Alright, so we're over the town of Uxbridge. We head down to the town of Slough, or Slough. Nick, you can correct me, but isn't that where all the strip clubs are? Or so I've heard. There's Heathrow, off our wing. I think that's Slough right there. It's a dump. Yeah, that's what I've heard. We have something similar out in my area called Oshawa. It's got a bad rep. Okay, how you doing? Well, we're on leg 3. We're actually not doing too bad, all things considered. We have some experienced Spitfire pilots and some newer ones. But there's several Spitfires up today. There we go. There's the town of Slough. Off-screen cache. And what do you think, Martin? Should it be an Ultra to smooth out all the stuttering? I am running a pretty decent computer, so. Oh yeah, with Ricky Gervais, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Well, yeah, Pat's having some issues, although I see him in front of us now. We're on our last leg, Oki. We're heading to our destination airport for the stream. So it probably is for tonight, unless you want to fly up and meet us. We're heading to Lyneham, or Lyneham. Have to give me a sec. It's EGDL is the airport code. I don't know how you're overheating all the time. I mean, my oil temperature is fine, my rad temperature is fine. Here we are over Maidenhead. Oil temperature's at 100. Oh, I'm at 90. Or my oil temperature is, well, no, it's not at 100. If your oil temperature is at 100, then your engine's working too hard. Make sure you pull your prop back to about 2400 RPM. Kind of where I've got mine set now. And 4 inches of boost. Spitfire is made to be flying higher. We're probably in warm air. Anyway, that was Maidenhead we just flew past. We're coming up for Henley-on-Thames as we head west of London. There's Pat now coming in on our right side. Pat will be off to your right as well. You should see us all. Martin set it to Ultra? Okay, yeah, I'll do that for the next one. Alright, so there's Henley-on-Thames. You can see the Thames River. I think I'm going to go give them a little wake up. Good afternoon, Henley-on-Thames. Get her back up to about 2,000 feet. Alright, so we got a little while to go. This is one of our longer legs. just having some fun. See you guys behind me there. Head a little bit more westward. And let the speed build up. Uh-oh. I've spotted an Okie. So I do have a couple of fun things we're going to do at various points in the series as we fly around all these airfields. There'll be a break from hopping from field to field. So it'll just give us a chance to have some fun with the Spitfire. We got some cloud here. Let's go fly through the cloud. What are we up to? 4,000 feet. I think I'm heading a bit north of where we want to be, so we're going to head back to 270. I think Okie's out by the airfield we're heading to. Alright, I see everybody behind. It's all looking good. I'm gonna roughly keep the nose on the horizon. That will keep us level. Heading towards Swindon. And then we got to find our airfield. Don't know anything about it, how big it is. Well, I might as well tell you about it as we're heading there. So RAF Lyneham was built for the war. It was opened in May of 1940 as a maintenance unit, so aircraft would be flown in for repairs or trucked in for repairs. So they did fly some transports out of there during the war, but generally it was a repair station for the most part. where we're headed now. There is trim, Nick. You've got the main trim wheel right here. As you can see, it's turning, and then this is your rudder trim here. So there is trim, and it's just constant adjustments to make sure you're staying as close to level as you can. But no autopilot of any sort. So I'm thinking it may be time for a little bit of low-level flying as we head up towards Swindon. Down we come. Some interesting patterns down here in the fields too. All right, heading towards Swindon. See, Yoke was up. He vanished now, but I saw him there. Alright, so we're down to 1,000 feet. There's Oki, and Wayne's met up with him. See the train here. There's Swindon ahead. We're about 600 feet up. Although what we are off the ground here is probably only a couple hundred feet. We're heading right for downtown. Oh, nice manor house. Gonna go buzz the town. Head for the town center. About 240, and welcome to Swindon. Right over downtown. There's the church. Just got to figure out. The airfield we're heading to is just ahead. If that is the one I think it is, yeah. Give us about a 1,000 feet. Oh, passed over a marker for somewhere. Alright, town of Lynham's coming up. It's not too far away. Looks like they've got 2 runways. We're going to be landing on, so it looks like maybe 22. Something like that. Oh, a little bit of stutter. We're flying now over Royal Wootton Bassett. And the airfield should be somewhere up ahead of us here. In fact, there it is there. So I'm going to fly right down the runway, do my brake into the pattern, and land it. Confirm, yes, that is it. And here we go. How low can you go? Yeah. Well, I don't have damage on, so pretty low. So it looks like the airport elevation is at about 500 feet. There we go. There's the halfway point. Pulling up, props fully forward, power coming back. Going up to 1,500 feet. Arc it over, speed's coming back. Gear down. Chin speed. Cockpit open. Nice break there. There's Talia going down. I see Oki, I see Nick, and I see Wayne. It's the end of the runway. I'll slip in behind Wayne. Only 500 feet off the ground now. Coming around. Flaps down. Flaps are extended. Both sides. Got a bit low. Alright, we're coming in behind mackerel. I hope there's no flak. We are friendly. Let's keep the speed up. Over the houses. Into the runway. Centered. And pin her to the ground. Very nice. Alright, now we gotta find the ramp. Looks like it's gonna be off to the left. Well, we'll just come down to where Nick is, and then we can all just line up on the grass. Get the flaps up. I see Pilot Pat over there. We'll go join him. Get the group photo at the end. I know they're over here somewhere, even if they did disappear. And we'll just line up here along the edge here. In the grass. There we go. So, brakes are set. We're going to bring the power up to -4 inches of boost. That'll clear the oil out of the sumps. And we usually run an engine like this for 15-20 seconds. Pull the throttle back. Pull the mixture. And there we go. And now we can lean forward. I turn on my thing here, and we can, if I can get my cursor control back. Lean forward, and we can turn off the aircraft. And here comes the gang. Now there was more that came in than was here, but I'm sure you're all actually here. So while we wait, let me just see what Martin was saying. Off-screen cache and graphic settings. Let me just quickly go take a look. No, not controls. Graphics. Off-screen terrain pre-caching. Ultra. Okay. Interesting. We'll see what happens there. Well, I'm not sure if you guys are going to pop in again, but thank you very much for joining us on this first of a series of flights in the Spitfire. A lot of fun, a lot of low-level flying. Got some good ideas coming up, and I hope you are all going to enjoy them. Thank you very much for joining us. If you haven't already, considered liking, subscribing, hitting the bell notification, and all that great stuff. Don't forget we have the Discord. Oh, I can get rid of this map now. We have the Discord out there as well. So that is an option if you want to join us. All the information about all these flights are posted there, along with other great discussion and some great help. So we'll be doing this again next Friday as we do the second, what do you call it, episode, because it's going to be more than one leg again, as we continue visiting air bases around Britain. Thank you very much for joining. we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.